Have you ever felt like everything in your life is constantly changing? Like nothing stays the same for long? If so, you're in good company. Over 2,500 years ago, a Greek philosopher named Heraclitus of Ephesus made it his life's work to study and understand this phenomenon of change. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be exploring the life, ideas, and legacy of Heraclitus, often called the philosopher of change. Let's get into it. Heraclitus was born around 500 BC in the ancient Greek city of Ephesus, located in what is now Turkey. Not much is known about his early life, but he came from a wealthy family and had access to the best education the city had to offer. Like many of his contemporaries, he traveled to Athens, the cultural and intellectual capital of Greece at the time, where he studied philosophy with some of the leading thinkers of the age. Unlike those who came before him, Heraclitus believed that the world was in a constant state of flux. In his view, change was the only constant, and it was what gave rise to all things. He used the metaphor of a river to illustrate his point. Just as the river is always flowing and never the same from one moment to the next, so too is the world. And just as you can't step into the same river twice, you can't experience the same thing twice. This radical idea shook the philosophical world. Heraclitus wasn't interested in finding one permanent element that underpinned all things. Instead, he saw the world as a dynamic and ever-changing process. He argued that fire symbolized the ever-living force of transformation. Everything in the universe is in a state of flux, and the only thing that remains constant is change itself. Heraclitus' ideas were not easy to grasp. In fact, many people found them confusing or even contradictory. He was known for his cryptic and aphoristic style, which made him the subject of ridicule. Some people called him the dark philosopher because of how obscure his writing was, but others saw his complexity as a sign of genius. One of Heraclitus' most famous students was Plato, who would later become one of the most influential philosophers in history. Plato and his followers built on Heraclitus' ideas about the nature of reality and the importance of understanding the process of change. The Stoics, a group of philosophers who flourished in the Hellenistic period, also drew inspiration from Heraclitus, particularly his ideas of harmony in opposites and the unity of change. Today, Heraclitus' ideas continue to influence philosophers and scientists alike. His concept of flux has been cited as a fundamental principle in fields as diverse as physics and psychology. And his focus on the interconnectedness of all things has deep resonance in our understanding of the natural world. In the end, Heraclitus' legacy is one of intellectual courage and originality,